Welcome again to the Skillful Living program. I want to go back today to Raja Yoga, which we discussed a little bit, which I introduced, I should say, in an earlier video. Now I want to talk about two aspects of Raja Yoga that I mentioned in that video. The first is the idea of unconditional love. So that comes also from Bhakti Yoga, but remember that all the other three paths are part of Raja Yoga, the royal path. So that includes the idea of love and devotion to the divine and to all creation, to everyone else, to ourselves, to every living being on our planet, in our universe, and what we call inanimate beings as well. So let's just stick first to human beings. This is the aspect I want to discuss because we have friends and we have people we don't believe are our friends as well. So are we expected to love everyone regardless of how they behave with us? Well, yes, because we love their underlying divinity. We see divinity in everyone, remember, and everything around us. So we love that part of them, their own highest self. I just want to clarify that this doesn't mean that you cannot oppose actions that you consider to be unjust, unkind, or wrong in some way. So for example, let's take a very stark example. If you know of someone who abuses children, by all means take action to stop that and to oppose that person's actions. But if you are a true Raja Yogi, you will still be able to offer your love to this person whose actions you are opposing. So to make it easier, let's make a distinction first between the person and their actions. We oppose the actions. We still accept the person and we love the best part of them. Often when people do wrong, they do it out of ignorance. They don't have a sense of what's right and wrong. They don't have that knowledge. They don't have that wisdom. They may have gone astray because of their earlier life experiences, and they may be completely out of touch. In fact, they probably are out of touch with their own highest self, what we call Atma or Atman, the soul. If you don't like the word soul, just think of it as the highest potential in a human being. So we understand all this, and we still accept that highest part of the individual while we oppose their unjust, unkind, wrong actions. So that was the first point I wanted to make in connection with Raja Yoga and unconditional love. The second point is about self-mastery, being master of yourself. One part of this is taking right action without attachment to your own selfish desires, understanding also that your actions impact others, sometimes in ways you may not be able to foresee. So long as you are acting not out of your ego self, but out of your highest self, you won't go wrong. You will take the right action. You will make the right choices. The other part of this is being master of your own senses, because we interact with our world, with our external world, through our senses, our sense of seeing, our sense of hearing, and so on. And the Gita suggests that the mind is also one of our senses, and the mind can also lead us astray because the mind may be attached to the ego self rather than the highest self. So what does this mean? Does this mean self-denial? Not necessarily. In fact, no, it doesn't mean that. It just means that you, that is the highest part of you, remains in control. So let's say I have a craving. Let's take a very simple example. Something I do struggle with is food. So I have a craving for something that I know is not really good for me. Forget about anybody else, but not even good for me. Do I just give in to that craving? In which case, I am a slave to my craving, to my sense of taste or smell, or to the mind which is saying, no, no, I must have this. Even though a higher part of the mind is saying, no, that's not good for you. So this is what it means. Don't be a slave to your own cravings, to your own selfish desires, to wherever the senses lead you. You, that is the highest part of you, should be in the driver's seat, leading your mind and leading the senses. And your mind will be your greatest friend if you are in charge. But if the ego mind is in charge, then it can be your biggest enemy. So I wanted to just clarify these 2 points that had come up in that earlier video about Raja Yoga. We might come back to this in another video, but I'm going to leave it here today. Thank you for staying with me, and see you again soon.